Well, I've had a pretty good day. I was at work, and I delegated my work to lackeys and bitches so fucking efficiently. I just took the rest of the night off, and here I am at home. Now, I learned of a little bit of a development in the world of shit that I've covered before, so let's just see what I'm talking about here.
I've been playing video games since I was about 5 years old. This is a photo of me at age 10 playing Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. So I've been playing games for quite a while. And in addition to being a lot of fun to play, games have lots of positive benefits as well. So again, I've been playing games for a while.
Ah yes, sweet young Miss Sarkeesian. We've heard her little spiel before about, you know, her deep, heartfelt love of video games. Now, I've said on a number of occasions, and the videos may even exist, if I weren't so fucking lazy I'd look them up, but I've said, I don't think this girl is on the level. There are a lot of things that would indicate this much, that she's just kind of a con artist. The reason, I would go look it up and just show you the clips of me saying that, but why don't you look it up? Because, you know, saying I told you so isn't really the purpose of this video. I tell a lot of people so, and frankly, the joy of rubbing it in has worn off to the point that proving it isn't really worth it. But I did tell you so. Anyway, let's go. Keep going.
I'm going to show you a remix that I just finished this weekend and no one else has seen. One person has seen it. It's a soundtrack of one song, except I'm doing video games. So it's not exactly a fandom. I'm not a fan of video games. I actually had to learn a lot about video games in the process of making this.
There's too many dicks on the dance floor!
Too many dicks on the dance floor. Too many dicks on the dance floor.
Too many dicks.
To me, the song is positive just because I've only contextualized it in a way to critique male domination in our media. And also video games, like I would love to play video games, but I don't want to go around shooting people and ripping off their heads, and it's just gross. So hence this is my response to that.
How do you feel about video games?
I still love them. I think games are really where we're going.
Now, if I was somebody like Mr. Repsion, at this point I'd be like, this is simply reprehensible. She has misrepresented her intentions and her history. Why, she's... I don't even know, because I wouldn't really listen. But you know what? Moral indignation, that's a bitch move. Always has been, always will be, although, you know, from the internet, I guess nobody got the fucking memo. No, this is going to be in defense of Anita Sarkeesian. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Now, if I was an MRA, I might say, see, she never really loved video games. She just wanted an excuse to push forward her feminist agenda. But I don't believe that. Not one bit. Here's how I picture this whole thing went down. Okay. Young Anita, she's, you know, doing her women's studies class, and she notices that these people are, how do I put it? Gullible, credible, stupid, a bunch of rubes, chumps, marks. They're so determined to see certain things that they'll just buy any story that allows them to do so. And Anita, she's like, you know, doesn't exactly have a great, like, file that away. Bunch of chumps, rubes, and marks. That's interesting. Maybe I can find a way to turn that to my advantage. So, she gives her lecture on sexism in video games, just as a project in her women's studies class. And she gets a positive response, and she's like, wow. Huh. Does her feminist frequency channel. And of course, while people like me ridicule it because it's ridiculous, she gets a lot of positive responses because, I mean, the internet is absolutely filled with suckers. So, young Anita, she's like, alright, apparently I have a gift for a deadpan delivery of ridiculous crap, and I can get people to support me in that, even though it's ridiculous. Alright, see if I can make some money off of this. She does her Kickstarter. Like, I'm doing a Kickstarter because I'm doing a project on tropes versus women in games. Yeah, that's a ticket. It's real important, like. So, you know, if you could spare a few dollars for me, that would be fantastic. And people do. They give her money, $160,000. What she needs this for, nobody really knows because, I mean, in other videos that I saw, which I actually am too lazy to even link, but just look for it. She didn't use her own captured footage for the video games when she was doing her dissertation. All she really did was use other people's footage. So she wasn't using this $160,000 to buy games. That would kind of cut into her business model of suckering suckers out of their sucker money. So she just... she actually does kind of like what I do. Just rip off some shit, comment on it. Nice delivery. Now, at this point, you know, people will be like, moral indignation, this is reprehensible. Well, what about the gaming industry? She is ruining it just so that she can make it... Shh, shh. Let me show you something.
The Wikipedia article about me was vandalized with sexism, racism, and pornographic images. There was a campaign to report all of my social media accounts, including my Kickstarter, my YouTube, my Twitter, and they would report them as fraud, as spam, even as terrorism, in an effort to get them suspended. They attempted to knock my website offline, hack into my email and other accounts. They attempted to collect and distribute my personal information, including my home address and phone number. There were images made, pornographic images made in my likeness being raped by video game characters and sent to me again and again. There was even a game made where players were invited to beat the bitch up, in which, upon clicking on the screen, an image of me would become increasingly battered and bruised. You get the point. We'll move on. What's even more disturbing, if that's even possible, than this overt display of misogyny on a grand scale is that the perpetrators openly referred to this harassment campaign and their abuse as a game. They referred to their abuse as a game.
A game. Okay, so you go into a gaming community full of gamers. They're used to playing video games where they're the protagonist, and you gotta fight a boss, usually several bosses, of increasing villainy. Now, what Anita's done here is provide an opportunity for these gamers to play a game in real life by ostensibly being a real-life villain. They're like, oh shit, this villainous bitch is trying to ruin gaming. She must be stopped. And they have to use their creativity and their skills to fight her. So what she's done is she just made a really good game for gamers. So, public service number 1. Okay, now, she's pandering to these social justice people, right? Like, I just picture a bunch of fat upper middle class red-haired girls with thick glasses. They've got to justify their existence somehow. Like, I'm fucking worthless and I know it. How can I deal with that? So here Anita comes with the opportunity to help. She's like, with her Kickstarter, give me some money because I can tackle this very serious social issue. These fat, red-headed, upper-class girls, they're like, oh, and we'll give some of this money, which I have in abundance, to this worthy cause, existence justified, filled with good feelings. 2 public services. 3, she manages to turn a profit off of that shit. That is some serious fucking synergy. Helping 2 groups, you know, give the gamers the game, give the fat rich girls a reason to live, and make a buck while doing it. I'm impressed, Anita. I am seriously impressed. I'm not even being sarcastic, I really am. Impressed with Anita Sarkeesian. Now, at this point, again, the MRAs would say something like, no, she's intruding to push her feminist agenda. Stop it with that. Now, I don't really have any concrete evidence that it's not the case, and I realize that people on the internet are not well known for their social skills and couldn't really read a person to save their lives. And social justice people, this is what is hilarious, they're always talking about fucking empathy, and yet they didn't suspect that this bitch is not on the level, and I did. And I'm supposedly a fucking psychopath, so I mean, that's pretty hilarious in and of itself. But let me show you a real feminist pushing a real feminist agenda, and then a clip of Anita Sarkeesian, and you try to spot the differences in their demeanor and mode of expression.
Radical feminism is a platform for gender equality, which includes, among other things, the belief that most gender is performed. As a radical feminist, I believe that gender roles are artificially created, that most dimorphism is affected rather than mandated by nature, and that the divide has been pushed beyond all reason to the express benefit of men. This is what we call the patriarchy. One unfortunate aspect of this socialization is that society, through various messages, including but not limited to role modeling from peers and media.
Are you feeling those vibes, my empathetic friends? Now let's go check out Anita's vibes.
Over the course of this series, I will be offering critical analysis of many popular games and characters, but please keep in mind that it's both possible, and even necessary, to simultaneously enjoy a piece of media while also being critical of its more problematic or pernicious aspects. I just want to caution viewers that as we delve into more modern games, we will be discussing examples that employ some particularly gruesome and graphic depictions of violence against women. I'll do my best to only show what is necessary, but this episode does come with a trigger warning. It's also recommended that parents preview the video first before sharing with younger children.
And there you go. I know everybody on the internet is like, you need to prove that and demonstrate it with a preponderance of evidence and spoon-feed the entire thing to me. Otherwise, I just don't buy it. I'm just saying, hey, take it or leave it. If you can't see the difference between these two different people, one of these things is not like the other, then I can't help you. And you probably shouldn't go outside and interact with people because you'll suck at it. Anyway, everybody have a nice night.